Hey everyone, James Reeves with tfbtv here in Prague because I always wanted to find out what it would be like to go to a gun store in the Czech Republic. So we're going to CZ's flagship store in the middle of Prague. Everybody knows CZ stands for, what is it? Help me out there, Mike. Good enough. Let's go check it out. How do we get in? All right, let's check it out. The correct entrance. Nice place. Jana,
Hi, my name is Jan.
TV viewers, thanks for having us. First of all, how do I say like the words CZ?
So it's Česká Zbrojovka.
See, that's exactly what I said. Česká Zbrojovka. What do you call this? Like your HQ or just like CZ Prague?
Basically, this is just a CZ official store in Prague. There are two stores like this. One is in Uherský Brod, which is where the factory is. The other one is here in Prague. We have a little bit larger shop here. We have more things to show to people. And I guess that we can take a tour.
Yeah, let's take a tour. Show me.
Then.
What do you have here?
We start with the firearms, which the first ones are the revolvers from the Alpha company, which also has a factory in Brno. It's not a Brněnská Zbrojovka. It's a different company, but we co-work with them.
That's cool. So they're not your company. They're you're friendly with them. And
we kind of do some parts for them as a CZ, so we have them here, and they're pretty nice revolvers, cheap, functional. So
what is cheap? What would an inexpensive revolver like this? I mean, let's go have a look. Let's get our hands dirty.
As you can see, the price is around like 17 to 21,000 crowns. Which is something that is very, very similar to our polymer frame pistols.
Okay, so I'm going to try to do the conversion here. 250 is $10, so 2,500 would be $100, and you've got some of these. So I mean, if I'm doing the math right, which is a stretch, like I see this one up here is like 10,000, so that would be like $400. So you have a couple that are 11,000. You've got a couple that are like 21,000. So this one is probably like $800 or $900. Be honest with me. Is it like in the United States? Like if somebody owns a Taurus, I make fun of them. Is that what you guys do here?
No,
in the
not
Alphas?
really.
Or these are even though their budget, they're good.
Even though their budget, they're good. And the good thing is that they're Czech made. So for everyone who buys them here, they can get the spare parts, which is pretty hard for Taurus and for Smith & Wesson and other.
Absolutely. So this is actually like a great starter revolver.
Pretty much.
How old do I have to be if I want to buy a revolver in the Czech Republic?
It's pretty much the same like any other firearm that is allowed to be possessed by the citizens, which is depends on if you want to use it for sport, for hunting, for collecting, for self-defense or job requirements. Usually you can start for the sport shooting around the age of 18. Of course, if you are visiting some kind of school, like for example a school that teaches about the animals, the forest, stuff like that, people there can get their firearms licenses even sooner. But the thing is that you need to go through some exams. Sometimes people say that they are very hard to do, but I don't think so. So next one, we have a Colt here, which is the newest addition to our shop right now. We have the revolvers and all types of 1911s.
Are 1911s popular? I mean, you know they're insanely popular in the United States. Are they popular here?
People here, they usually, when they start the shooting business or like shooting hobby, they usually go for something cheaper than these. And because we have to get them from the US, it has a really high price tag for most of the people.
I see like the least expensive one here. You
get like
pounds,
which is the basic 1911. It's actually the one that I like the most. But
do you have one of those?
No.
You know I'm going to ask you that for every gun.
Yeah. I will tell you which one I have. When you want to start that hobby, that are cheaper. And a lot of the people here in the Czech Republic, they go a little bit lower because they don't know if they will enjoy it or not. But of course, there are customers that like Colt. We already sold, many of those revolvers that you can see here, the Pythons, the Anacondas. 1911s are actually the newest edition. We have them here for like a week or something like that. So,
I mean, we've got more Colt revolvers here in the Czech Republic than we do at my local gun store, back in the United States. Which ones sell better? The revolvers, probably?
Well, because the revolvers were here first and
yeah.
the revolvers. The next one you can see is the collection of the engraved guns. The CZ550s and CZ557s, which is the older generation of the hunting rifles and sport shooting rifles. These are made by the main engraver of the CZ, whose name is René Ondra.
If I came in here and I said, look, I want to get a 1911 to defend myself versus I want to get one of these hunting rifles, what's the difference legally speaking for me? Like, how difficult is it going to be for me to get either?
Yeah, I see where you're going. The thing is that the difference between those two weapons on the paper is not that big anymore. You need to get that firearms license. For that, you have medical exams. If the doctor says that you need to go to the mental exams also, then you need to.
For me, definitely. Yeah.
You need to show the instructor that you are capable of using the firearm safely on the shooting range and you can hit the target. And
you have to show the doctor that? So you're bringing the doctor?
No, not the doctor. The instructor. The instructor.
Okay.
Yeah. So, So
I was going to say it'd be so funny. Yeah, he's got his white lab coat and like the big mirror thing.
Do something like that, like a Mythbusters or something. Yeah. Like I said, the hardest thing is to get the firearms license, pretty much. After that, it depends on what groups of the firearms license you apply to, and it's only about the money after that. It's like 700 crowns for each group, and you can pretty much go for all of them, and it's the smartest thing to do.
And if I understand it correctly, the Czech Republic is one of the only, if not the only, European country where you actually have like a right to defend yourself legally. Like you can buy a pistol, and that is constitutionally protected. Or
one of you.
That.
Yeah, about the constitution, there were some tries to put it into constitution. There are some rules that has changed. Basically, after what happened in France, in Germany and countries like that, in the Great Britain, European Union tried to restrict the firearms pretty much all around its countries, and we as a Czechs we like to walk around so we can fit, but still we can do our things. So what we did is that of course we changed those rules so it works okay with the European Union, but we also managed to make our rights a little bit better and to be able to use, for example, the silencers. And
you can?
We can now.
Oh,
we
wow.
can. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, it's been a year and a half, and people are enjoying that. And
would be too.
And here we have them.
And here we have them. I mean, can I just buy one of these? Like, just walk up and
it's
put some cash down and go?
It's basically the same category as a hunting rifle. So
okay.
It's a weapon, considered to be a weapon. It has a serial number, so you need to, when you buy it, you need to go to the police and you need to get the kind of an ID card for the suppressor or for a gun, which when you have the suppressor or a gun with you, you have to have that ID card with you also.
If I wanted to purchase one of these suppressors, I walk in here, I have whatever license I need.
Yeah.
I can just buy it and walk out with it today? Or
exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
That's the main difference between the categories of the weapons. The hunting rifles and the suppressors are like that. You just walk into a store, you buy it, you get the right form to go to the police with, you just give it there, and it's pretty much it. With the pistols or the Scorpion, it's considered to be a pistol also, but with rifles like a Bren or semi-automatic versions, pretty much. you need to get the allowance first from the police. But it's only the paper. You just go there, if you have the right groups of the firearms license, you get the paper, you come to the shop, and then it's pretty much the same like the hunting rifle or a suppressor.
A suppressor for us,
I heard
it
a
can
lot.
take, like a year for your paperwork to come back. And that's like you're just filling out a sheet, sending it in with a $200 check, and it just takes them a year to get through the paperwork. So you guys have us beat badly.
Is it for every suppressor that you want to get, or just
every single one?
Yeah.
You can't get isn't that wild? And you guys, I can just walk in and pick one up today. You know, I might. We'll see what happens at TSA when I go back to the United States. But how much does like a regular, like a 9mm or a 308 suppressor, how much does that set me back here?
Well, it's usually around 10,000 crowns, so it's like a half of the revolver.
Okay, so it's $400. Yeah, that's not bad at all. And then I see we've got a good selection of P10s, which I think are actually fantastic pistols. You sell a lot of the pink ones?
Not too many of them.
CZ P10C, is that your most popular? I would think that would probably be your most popular gun here, especially for like personal defense. Right? I mean, do you guys sell a lot of these here?
We do. We actually do. The P10 is a really good gun, and people like it. The basic price is 17,500 crowns for pretty much all the P10 pistols and the P07 and P09, except for the micro from the P10, which is a little bit cheaper. It's 16,000 crowns. On another shelf, we have models of a CZ75s. We have the legendary CZ75B in the left corner there. We have some versions of it, like the Omega version, which has the decocker. The basic one has the safety. We also have here the Shadow 1, which is the black one. And then we have a Shadow 2 versions here. The basic one is the one with the blue grips. And then we have the optics ready version with the red ones and Cerakoted one from the configurator of the CZ.
What do you think? What sells better? Yeah, the P10 or the CZ75 here in the Czech Republic?
I would definitely bet the P10Cs.
Really?
If you compare the P10C to Classic, then the P10C would be the winner. Because the Classic is a base, for the other models like a Shadow 2, Shadow Tactical Sports. So we still have that grandfather of all those pistols here, but of course that we have a newer models that sell better.
I mean, if it were me personally, I happen to like the P10C more than the CZ75, and of course, I mean, they're both great pistols. It's difficult to compare them, but I like the poly. This is what I would have if I were like carrying in the Czech Republic.
That's what I have.
There we go. See, he said he was going to tell us. It took you long enough. Which one do you have?
I have the P10C actually. I have the one of the first versions from the year 2017, and I like it very much. I used to have a different gun from a different company, and then I switched to this one, and I pretty much abuse it a lot because I shot like 1,600 rounds through it last year, and I didn't clean it at all. So yeah, it still works, still shoots, dirty, but works.
What about the Scorpion? Are those popular here?
Yeah, very. Those are actually one of those guns that we sell to people. People are coming here for Scorpions, and we usually are able to persuade them to buy a suppressor also for it. Because it's fun to shoot with suppressor. You can use the subsonic ammunition, and we like those a lot because here in the Czech Republic you have a shooting ranges. You cannot just go outside and shoot anywhere you want. So sometimes those shooting ranges are kind of prohibited for using the rifle ammunition. So you can use only the rimfire or the
pistol
rounds. Exactly. So you can train with the Scorpion like you would train with a rifle, but you can shoot anywhere.
In the stock with the short barrel, that's totally fine.
It is, yeah.
Okay, for us, it's a big deal. It takes a year, you've got to pay, and so on. But interestingly, it looks like your Scorpions, I think, are more expensive here than they are in the United States. I mean, in the U.S., we can typically get them for under $1,000, and it looks like, again, I'm terrible at math, but 25,000 would be $1,000. Am I getting that right? Okay.
Don't ask me about the
I know.
math.
Man, I'm the worst. I mean,
Really bad about it also.
Yeah, next time we need
yeah.
to get like a math translator in here
Yeah,
too to do the conversion.
Class-
They're in the same class as the pistol.
It's a Class B category, which is a semi-automatic firearm, and it's a short one, so it's considered to be a pistol. It's not considered to be a rifle. But you need to have that extra paper. You just go to the police, you ask for that paper, and you get it, and then you just come to the shop again, and then you can buy. So it's all about the paperwork. I don't really see a reason for that, but
Are revolvers on the same category
Yeah.
as? Okay, so even if you have a revolver, it's going to be in the same category.
exactly, yeah.
That's really interesting.
Revolvers, pistols, rifles, and semi-automatic rifles also. Next, what we have here, again, from the top, we have other versions of the P07 and P09 with the different colored frames. These FDE variation, they also have the night sights on them, the tritium sights. The next one, we have the hunting rifles or the sport shooting rifles, but the main thing it's the series of the CZ600. You have from the left, you can see the Lux version. In the middle with the black stock, you can see the Alpha. Then we have a range and the Ergo version. 457 rimfire rifles. They are the newest series of the rimfire rifles that came after the 455. We have a lot of them. Actually, we have thin barrels, we have Warmint barrels, the thicker ones, and the Warmint barrels, of course, on some of those types, they have a match chambers. So it makes them even more accurate than the standard Warmint barrel. And a lot of people actually like them, and they are one of the best sellers here. Then we have shotguns. The shotguns are actually they are CZs, but they're made in Turkey. The thing about those is, the advantage buying the shotguns from the CZ is that you have the big company that will back it up with the spare parts and the service and pretty much everything. So it's not the regular cheap shotgun. It's a cheap shotgun with a good warranty and a service. We have over and under shotgun and the rifle. This one is made by Brno. It's called Brno Combo. And you have a rifle barrel down here, you have a shotgun barrel up here, and also there was a possibility to buy both rifle barrels just on this set. So you could have a set shotgun rifle or rifle. Bren, we call them rifles here, even though that the shorter ones are considered to be pistols. The one that you can see up here has a BNT suppressor Rotex. It's in a 5.56, or this one is a 223 Remington, which is similar, but for the civilian market we call them the 223 versions. As you can see, the same like the Scorpions, we are allowed to have the stocks on them. We don't have to have hand braces on them, and we like it that way.
Are rifles, semi-automatic rifles, treated differently than semi-automatic pistols at all?
It's the same like a pistol. It's the same like
Even
a pistol.
if it's a 223.
Yeah.
The same.
The law here is actually that I could take the Bren, I could load it with a 30 round magazine or even a 50 or more, whatever I can get. And if I get a long coat long enough, I can walk on the streets pretty easily. Just needs to be concealed carry. The last Bren that you can see here is the 16-inch version. It is the carbine. I believe that in the US is pretty much the same version. We have a different handguard on the front, so looks a little bit different, but otherwise it's the similar rifle. 16-inch barrel, 223 Remington. It's a semi-heavy barrel, so you can shoot very nice even for the longer distances. One of the favorite ones here. Bren is popular. Anytime since the 26th February, I think it was. Since that time, the Bren has become really popular weapon. Doesn't matter the barrel length, doesn't matter the caliber, but people really like them. They also like the AR-15s, but we don't know anything much about them because we sell the Brens and we still don't have enough of them in here.
What happened on the 26th February?
A special operation. So since that people are being afraid And even though that I think that most of the people, if they just buy a rifle and hide it in a wardrobe, it doesn't do anything good for them. But yeah.
Jan, the war in Ukraine, for you, it's much closer than it is for us, obviously, being in the United States. Has that had an impact at all on firearm sales?
It did. Had a really large impact. People were scared and they were buying a lot of guns. So in those months like March and April, we were really busy here. From the morning till the evening, and we didn't even stop for our lunches a lot of time. So we just sold the ammunition, the guns. Pretty much, we were all out of a 9mm. 223 and even 7.62. Those three calibers went out in a few days, and we were really fighting to get some more in here.
I assume this is probably your only centerfire semi-automatic rifle caliber firearm in the shop, so these were probably very popular.
Yeah. The brands, the big ones, the smaller ones with the shorter barrel, all of them basically were, there were times when we didn't have any, and there was, queue of customers that they wanted to buy some, and
couldn't sell enough of them.
Yeah.
The Bren, how much does a basic Bren, like this one, I guess that's a 16-inch barrel, like 223.
Yeah.
What does that cost?
It's the same price like the shorter one, and it's 60,000 crowns. Some people say that it's a really lot, but the thing is that what you get here, you don't get in every cheap rifle. You have a nitride finish on it, you have a chrome rind barrel. The twist rate in the barrel is 1:7, so you can pretty much use any ammunition that you want, and it's a military quality weapon. So
yeah, I mean, you're talking like, if I'm doing the math right, like $2,500 US. If we're talking 25,000, is it crowns? You said?
60,000 crowns.
Crowns. Yeah. So 25,000 being $1,000 US. So and that's times 2 plus 10. I'm bad at math. You guys know that. Doing my best here, but that's a lot of money. Basically, conclusion. That's a lot of money. That's very interesting. Again, it's foreign to us. Do I need any special additional license to own this versus a pistol?
It's the same paper like you get for the pistol or for the revolver, and the pump action shotgun is short enough.
I want to know about the categories. You made reference to the categories. How many categories of weapons, firearms are there, and what are they?
All right, so there are like 4 categories of the firearms. I would start from the B category because it's the one that is the first allowed to normal citizens, which is like pistols, revolvers, semi-automatic rifles, and some shotguns, pump actions, or the semi-automatics. The pump action shotgun actually depends on the length of the barrel. So if you have up to 20-inch, it's a weapon category B. If it's taller or longer, then it's a category C, which is a little bit later on in laws, like the rimfire rifles and hunting rifles.
Okay, so you have B, pistols, revolvers, semi-automatics, and shorter shotguns.
Yeah.
So then I guess you have A, which you mentioned earlier, and A is military. Can't get
exactly.
it.
Yeah. Automatic rifles, the ammunition that starts fire or gets through the armor, and also the guns that doesn't look like gun actually. So that's the thing.
And suppressors are in B? Or
No,
C?
they're the C category.
Wow.
Like a hunting rifles and yeah.
That's hilarious. So the difference being, if I want a B, class B item, I've got to get a doctor to sign off. I've got to do more paperwork. If I want a C?
Not really.
Not really?
The first thing that, you need to go to the doctor before you get the firearms license. That's the first thing that you need to get. After that, then it depends on which groups of the firearms license you've got. And if you have the right groups, You can even buy a hunting rifle for a sport shooting, or you can buy this rifle even for a hunting, no problem. But there's that extra paper that you need to have. Pretty much you go to the police and you just ask them for allowance to get that rifle or a pistol, and they will just give it to you. They have up to 30 days to it, and usually when you have a firearms license, you don't have any problems with the law, so you will just get it.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
It isn't like you're going to go and then the police are going to decide.
No, nothing
Okay.
like that. Nothing like
Okay,
that.
very cool. Then a C, if I have a firearms license, I just walk in, buy, walk out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very cool.